talked about a pen sent to me by Abel in a shredded package. That was not his fault, obviously. Somewhere along the mail, things happened. In that package was also this, and this is quite interesting. Ja, ik ga voor HEMA. HEMA, a Dutch department store. Difficult to describe because I think what the department store is best known for is its sausage. So when you are in that store, you see massive lineups for people buying their smoked sausage, which you eat hot, and people enter the shop like shoving that sausage in their mouths. And that is one of the biggest claims to fame in my mind that HEMA has. But HEMA also sells some stationery. It's kind of like IKEA, that they have their own brand of things, products, and they also have their brand of, in this case, stationery. So here's a fountain pen. Now, I reviewed a HEMA fountain pen years ago. Years and years ago. And this is another one. This is another model. So I couldn't find this on the HEMA website. I even got a barcode scanning app to scan this. It gave me the thing, and then it gave me nothing. So unfortunately I can't tell you the price because it doesn't seem to be there anymore. But it's a HEMA fountain pen. Given that the most expensive fountain pen I found on the HEMA website was €3, I'm assuming that this one is not a whole lot more expensive, if any more expensive. So what I'm going to do is show you the parts of the pen. I'll do a writing sample, tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Let's get started. Okay, so here we go with this HEMA pen. Let's have a look at it right next to a Pilot Parallel so we can see the size and shape. Clearly a somewhat thinner pen and not super long. So because this is no longer on the HEMA website, sorry, just taking a sip of tea there, I don't have a whole lot to say about it, except that it appears to be metal. It has some interesting features, and I'm sure it was very affordable, which is nice. How easy it will be for you to hunt this down, that I don't know. Parts of the pen. On top, finial, very reflective, very shiny, quite nice. We have a clip. Clip is quite springy, so springy that I've bent it out of shape. We have this metal band, which is actually part of the barrel, not the cap. Barrel, and this end here, which makes it possible to post the pen. We have, of course, the ink. We have, of course, this HEMA label, which I left on just for the fun of it. Even with the product number, I couldn't find it. There's a couple of things interesting going on at this section. A lot of things going on in this section. So, metal, shiny metal, quite smooth. But then there is these ribs here, which make it look like this is a cap that screws into place, but it doesn't screw into place. It's a snap cap. Whoa! Yeah, I know, mind blown, right? So very interesting. Nib, iridium point. It's a steel nib, right? Nothing fancy, but interesting. And then we have this step down from the barrel. The pen is fed through cartridges or a converter, and Abel was kind enough to put in a Kaweco cartridge for me, so I had that turquoise. Let's see how this pen writes. Zoom out a bit, and there we go. That's capitals, I believe. HEMA! This nib is not marked, but I think we're going to go with a fine medium nib. And this is the Kaweco turquoise, which I want to say is Paradise. Paradise blue or something like that, I think, but it's been a while since I've used it. So, you may hear a bit of feedback. That's because there is a lot of feedback. This is not the world's smoothest nib or anything. Having said that, as you can see, it does do a good job keeping up with very fast writing, which is very neat. Overall, I'd say this is a very dry nib. Round nib. What about line variation? There is some. Not a flex pen. Very careful, but given the price of this piece, I think I'm willing to take a little bit of a risk. What about reverse writing? Possible, but writing becomes almost illegible. With a darker ink might be a slightly different story, but you already start off with a pretty fine nib, so I don't know how much this would really make sense. Okay, there we have it. Let's see what I like, what I don't like about this pen. What do I like? What do I not like about the HEMA pen? Yeah, HEMA pen. It's a metal pen. That is pretty inexpensive, because again, the most expensive pen I found on the HEMA website was €3. €3, because it's European. Not $3, €3. It's a difference. It's robust, it's metal, and that's kind of fun. And because it's robust, I can drop it. And I can tell you right now, that pen is still fun. Now you said, yeah, but that landed on carpet. Okay, see if I care. I just dropped it on my desk. It's still fine. Really? Yes, really. It's the pen dropping test. See that? I dropped it again. It's still fine, because it's €3 and it's metal. So it can handle all that stuff without any issues. You see? You see how excited I get? You saw it here first. The B.R.E. Brown drop a pen test. Here's the Mickey Emperor. No, I'm not going to do it. Shut up. Hashtag boom. So I think there's going to be a lot of ink in there. Yeah, there's ink in this section. I had that before. I think this is one of those caps that because it clicks in place so well, which in itself is good, you get some ink splattered on the section. So be a little aware of that. Now, typically you don't throw a fountain pen on a desk. Is it terrible? Naja, et geht. To put it in German dialect. It's okay, right? There's definitely ink on that barrel. Can you see it? Yeah, it's ink on the barrel. Okay. How much? That much. This was abuse of a pen, right? Abuse of a pen. So, anyway, all I'm trying to say was, look, this is a knockabout pen. That's all it is. It's inexpensive. It's not inexpensive. We have to stop using this soft language. It's cheap. It's a cheap pen, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's fun to buy something, and it's cheap, and you can do whatever you want with it. Cheap. Cheap, cheap. You buy 10 of them, it's €30. It's nothing. It's insane, right? So I like that. What else? It's a really long rant on how robust the pen is. What else do I like? I like those faux threads, like these fake threads. It's really weird, but it's kind of funny because it looks like it's more expensive than it really is, right? Because it looks like it screws in, but it doesn't actually screw in, so it's kind of funny. Anything I don't like about it? Yeah, it's quite dry, quite a dry writer. You can fix that yourself on a €3 pen. What do you expect? It does write. So not a huge deal, but you may have to work a little bit on this nib. I think the biggest issue is it feels a little cheap. The metal helps, but it feels a little cheap. If you look at this section, you try that out, a little cheap, right? But my main issue is that it's a bit of a dry writer. It does write, no issues there, but it's a little dry, and because it's also dry, it feels a bit scratchier than I think it really is, because there is a decent amount of tipping on that nib. This would be a good one to purchase to practice nib grinds on if you like that. But because it's dry, it feels a little scratchier, so this is something I would probably make a little wetter. Having said that, did I mention it's a €3 pen? Like, that's the way it is, right? Okay, so that's it. I hope this was useful, and I thank Abel for sending me the pen. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll gladly see you later. Bye-bye.